Okay. All right. So, what we're going to talk about is basically the importance of our international service centers and our trip that we're taking over to California.
Yep.
And so I just want to make sure that, okay, so this video is so that everybody that's part of our project or who isn't part of it yet has the opportunity to just learn why our international service centers are so important, okay? So I'm gonna have Erica basically just go off a list and ask me, because here's the problem, is that I'm very jumbled in my thoughts, and when I try to talk in a very linear way without the assistance of like at least a list or somebody sitting here, and then I tend to lose myself in just my thoughts, right? And I just go off on tangents. And so what Erica's gonna do is well, okay, the other reason is that I'm not that fun to look at, so it might be good to have somebody else to look at besides my face. So Erica's gonna go over a list, and then she's gonna ask me certain things, and I'm just gonna talk about primarily the importance of the international service centers, okay? Because those are pivotal to our project, and how our project's going to grow. It's not just a technology, but doing things that are really simple too. Because not everybody has the time to educate themselves about things that don't entertain them, and that's fine. But for right now, we'll just go over, Erica and I. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna be like, so we are the only project fixing real problems we all face. Like, what does that mean?
Yep.
Right? And then,
That's you. Yep.
and then like just go down this list,
Yeah.
and then just ask me like, what does this mean? Okay. And then I'm just gonna explain it to Erica and basically to you guys, and that's it. I don't want any production value because I hate. No, it's not. Okay, if I'm watching a blockbuster movie, fine. You know, throw in some CGI, whatever. But when it comes to a project like this, I don't want any production. I just want to see people behaving like they normally would, and then talking like they normally would. Obviously, not the way I talk, because I'm very scatterbrained, and so that's why I need the assistance of Eric and other people to assist me, so I don't get so scattered and keep myself on a clear linear path. So yeah, so Erica, just ask me those things. Yeah.
Okay, so you have such a bold claim. You said you're the only project fixing real problems you all face.
Yeah. So the reason I say that is because I think we are, because we back our cryptocurrency with the actual tangible asset. That's one. Number two, save money. Right? We save money by offering services that we're all used to now. And then number three, make sure that nobody can steal or take it from you, your blockchain asset, your cryptocurrency. So that's the three pivotal things. And then number four, I don't like to talk about number four because usually you lose people after number three. But anyways, number four is that we're the only project in the world that actually has physical storefronts where people can go walk into and get helped. Like there's
in-person help.
Yeah, in person, right? So it's like nobody else has that, and it doesn't make sense to me why. I mean, it doesn't make sense in a decentralized manner where you're scared of governments shutting you down, but when every single one of our international service centers are independently operated and managed, and it doesn't matter if you shut down one. Even if what's great is that they shut down one, and then the rest of our international service centers go in and feel the needs of that one international service center that was shut down. It only reinforces the value of our true project, because it shows that we're all connected and joined together in a project, reinforcing each other's freedom and right to own what's ours. And a government cannot go out there, go there in one particular country, just shut down one individual international service center and think it's going to make any kind of difference, because it won't. And then if anything, they should do that, and then see if our coin value drops or rises. Because as long as we do what we say we're going to do, then our coin value will increase, and more people will actually sign up to our platform, because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where projects get tested, is when there is problems, when there is friction with government. And then you have those people that'll run and hide, and then you have people like that are part of our project that we do not hide. We are just right here
Yeah.
in the middle of the city.
So that's relating to the question about being the most transparent blockchain in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like right now, I mean, people can literally walk up to our headquarters and knock on our door. They can go to our international service centers. We're not hiding. We have a phone number, we have an address, we have email accounts, and we hold public meetings, right, workshops.
Yeah.
So I don't know of any other blockchain project in the world that's as transparent as we are. It's primarily due to the fact that, okay, number one, it has to be, and number two, I don't want to go to jail. So, that's basically it, right?
Straightforward.
Yeah.
You made this really bold claim in May of this year saying that we'll become the top 100 coin within 12 months and
Yeah.
top 10 within 3 years. How do you think that's going so far?
Well, I'd like it to go faster, but then again, it cannot go, you cannot push something that doesn't deserve to be there yet, per se. Things have to happen in a very, very organic way through merit. And so, that being said, so Erica and one of our other media crew, Lens, we're headed over to the busiest land border crossing on Earth in just a couple weeks. That's the California-Mexico border crossing. And so that's our second location, okay, for our International Service Center, which is the future of actual banking. All these banks that we're surrounded by right now, in my very humble opinion, they're finished. They're over. They're dead. They're
They're in the past.
Yeah, they're
the future.
Their entire system of doing business, extracting exorbitant fees from the public, who are forced to use those banks, often not due to their own free will, often due to necessity and not due to their choice per se. Well, it's no longer necessary, and I forgot your question. So
So
see,
you're saying that they're
I was going to
outdated
tangent.
and stuff.
Yeah. So all
okay.
these banks are outdated, and so we'll be. What was the question?
Yeah, it's just like, how do you think the progress is going so far?
Oh, yeah,
For
yeah.
your ambition, for your coin.
So the progress of our project is going very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, because we are still here and we're building a community, and every week, every month, every year, we get stronger and stronger. We don't get weaker. And so that is very, very reassuring to me as a founder of the project, because I've always been looking for a logical fallacy. But to answer your question very, very simply, we're getting stronger, we're getting better.
Okay, can you tell me more about your coin? Like, how can you reassure people that your coin is strong? Like, based on the three things that you mentioned here about it. Your coins, I mean, sorry, plural.
Yeah. Well, it was just through transparency. So, when we say we back up our, okay, so there's several coins part of our project, right? So there's a security coin, there's a switch stable coin, and then there's the MYID
utility.
The utility tagging coin. The way that you garner trust is through, not necessarily, you don't ask people for trust, okay? So you don't trust people that say, hey, trust me. You just do your job, and then people will say, oh, okay, yeah, that's something that I can trust. Not because anybody ever asked for that. So we just do what we're gonna do, and then people will choose to either be a part of our project or not. And then if they don't want to be, I want to know why. And if they want to be, I know why.
Okay.
But yeah, just do what you're going to say you're going to do, and then
Yeah.
your project will grow if it has some kind of value. Right?
That's great. Can you tell us the importance of our international service centers around the world?
Okay, yeah, so there's multiple.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so number one, there's no other blockchain project in the world that actually has physical storefronts. So we could use that as an excellent marketing vehicle, okay? So people actually can see that there's a blockchain project out there.
Yeah,
right?
because most of the time it's it's just online on their website.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? So we actually have a storefront. So it's a great way to actually market to the public. We could also onboard new coin holders, right? So for onboarding people to purchase our coins. So you market, you onboard, marketing of our project, the public awareness.
Yep.
They're also used as master node locations and potential. What I mean by master node is that blockchain is a decentralized network of basically checking an accounting system, right?
Yep.
Account ledger.
Yep.
So we use the international service centers for that. Also, there's potential staking. So if people want to go ahead and leave their coins and collect fees, those will be potential staking opportunities managed by each of those international service centers.
Yeah. So everything else that you mentioned on this list, that's awesome. So yeah, you have the in-person assistance, and then what type of coin MYID is. Okay, then there's something that apparently you all should know is that how to push coins on people. Why would people buy and hold our coins at international service centers?
All right. So our international service centers, we offer traditional services that we often use, most of us use regularly, but we do those at cost, right? So rather than charging fees to make a profit, we don't do that. Our entire point of our project is to break even, and so by breaking even, we're only trying to cover our operation costs, right? And so in the initial beginning, in order to onboard people, you offer them a service that they understand. What do they understand? Money changing, right? We're in Singapore. Singapore is one of the, I think, the number one port in the world right now. Could be number 2, number 3, I don't know. But it's a very transitory country where money changing is very, very, it's a necessity for people outside of these government shutdown rules, which they attribute to COVID. And so we offer people money changing at cost. We offer people banking at cost. We offer people remittance at cost. And you do that in order to have those people sign up on board to our project. And then in order to receive those benefits, certain benefits, they have to own.
Yeah,
for example,
it's a minimum $5 MYID utility coin for remittance. Yeah.
Right. So that's not set in stone, but we'll have people hold a certain number of our coins that they buy at market rate or slightly above market rate, and then in return for holding those coins in their wallet, they'll get services that they would have used anyways, and then save money. So they save money, and then they own coins that could potentially actually go up in value too. So it's a win-win for the people that onboard, and it's a win-win for our company. So it's a win-win for everybody except for banks, except for the traditional financial services that have been overcharging us. So everybody, the public wins unless you happen to work at a financial institution that has a top-down profit model.
So basically, it's a great investment opportunity because of the low interest, right, and then low service fees compared to when you use a bank for their services.
Because even all those quote-unquote fees that we charge, they're at cost. Just keep us around. And then those fees, that any kind of slight profit that we make is there to offset inflation loss.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that MYID or OK Global can easily reach 10 times or much more during the next year.
Yeah. Because blockchain projects, they even have zero value or scams, they'll go up 10 times, 100 times in the trading value, right? Trading the market cost. And so even scammy, worthless projects go up a tremendous amount of value, which I still think, unfortunately, I think Bitcoin is pretty much a pyramid scheme. But that being said, more legitimate than fiat currency. Doge is obviously, right.
You seem to be upset with Doge.
and then there's several out. There's most of the cryptocurrency projects yet are either overvalued or pretty much worthless. Okay.
Okay.
So going up by 10 times is very, very, very reasonable, and some can say conservative. Being a top 100 coin within the next 10 months from now is very well. I believe we will be able to do that. Otherwise, I'm not going to say something like that because it's embarrassing doesn't happen.
Okay,
right?
but what if it doesn't? Let's just say.
And then it doesn't happen.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, and then it doesn't happen. Right? And hopefully our project's still around.
Hopefully your buyers won't be too upset about that.
Yeah, but
Okay, cool.
that's-
We'll put our trust in you.
I
And the
yeah,
coin.
Don't need your trust. Just pay attention to the project. Right?
Yes, of
Pay attention to
course.
the project if it has some kind of merit, if it has some kind of value to you,
Yeah.
and then go and participate. But if it's not something that you understand and has value to you, and then don't, because you shouldn't be investing in something that you don't understand.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. So my final question would be, why do you think underdeveloped countries are important?
Okay, so the underdeveloped countries, like we're off to the California-Mexico border, and that's going to be tremendous for our project because that border crossing is still heavily trafficked right now. There's a lot of people, so it's the #1 land border crossing on Earth, and those people often will benefit the most from, for example, at cost money exchange. Okay, so they can trade the pesos to USD, but they can do it at cost. So if they were to use a traditional money exchange, for $500 they might lose like $30, right? With us, they're losing quote unquote $5, right? Maybe up to $6, $7. But in return, they're actually getting our coins too, which could be within a year or less. That $5 that they own of our coins went up to 50, or 150 or 500, right? So they actually get something in return, and then and it's the people that have the least and that will benefit the most that will go and sign up and use our service. Okay, and so that's why these less economically affluent countries will be the breeding ground for the most adoption of our currency or of our project, is because those people are benefiting the most. So they're willing to go through the most, which is it could be a confusing KYC AML process, yada, so on and so on, right? But it doesn't matter because I know that I didn't grow up rich. My parents were janitors, working on farms, and they would have waited half a day, all day, to save $20, $30 because they only made $20, $30 for that day. So if they took in $500 to be exchanged to another different country currency, they would have literally waited. They would have taken a picnic, made some rice with seaweed, blah blah blah, and just sat on the street just to save that $20.
So you're saying that underdeveloped countries are important because it provides the maximum growth for
growth opportunity when it comes to the community size for our project, and those are the people that benefit the most. And we have a bottom-up growth business model. Okay, we're not taking like the wealthy people and trying to grow it from there, right? We're gathering all the people that benefit the most.
Yes.
And they'll appreciate the most, and we're growing the company from the bottom up, and then we're pulling those profits from and taking away from the top down. We're going to attack and get rid of all these banks and traditional financial institutions that are only feeding the profits to the people that don't necessarily even care about those profits anymore. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I think we pretty much covered that. Like all of your points so far. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's good. So I hope. So we didn't do any editing, and this is how I normally talk.
Yeah.
And then I make people around me uncomfortable. But we'll be over in California, San Diego, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll try to arrange some potential meetups over there. So you'll meet Erica, me, Lenz, who's actually not holding the camera. He's having somebody else hold the camera. but yeah. So I hope you guys find this information valuable.
Yes.
And then I hope to meet some of our community members, in person over in California. Again, the other thing is, if you happen to be working at a bank or own a bank or on the board of a bank that's looking to consolidate, cooperate, or sell, contact our company, because we've been searching to buy a bank, cooperate with the bank for the past a little over a year now. Actually, I've been looking to buy one for over 2 years, but then looking much more seriously for the past year. And then, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yep, we covered all of the bases, right?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Yeah, watch our YouTube documentary stuff, and then
Okay.
and then see you guys soon. Oh yeah, we still have we'll be going to the USA, and then the Philippines, Indonesia, South Korea. We're adding India to the hopefully I can add India by fourth quarter, because that's a great growth opportunity. Japan, we don't know, but all these things are contingent upon the travel restrictions set in by the government. But so we'll see how that goes. But we'll try to do as much as we can in a very, very conservative, safe way, right? But of course, taking calculated risks when those risks are a good calculated risk to take. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, see you guys. Yeah.
Poor
How long was that?
Jeremy, do you need help? I think